Welcome to another podcast of Three Nerds and a Minister. Hello, I am Zeke Dupree. I'm here with Hunter.
I booted.
Lucas.
I'm trying to keep it over there.
Chuck. Hello. And Austin Corbett.
I'm just here.
Our topics for today are the review of a 1979 movie, The Black Hole. We're going to talk about The Last of Us and our Father's Day's gifts and its meanings. So, Lucas, tell us about The Black Hole.
Okay, so basically, it's a space adventure kind of deal. It's like made in 1979, and a bunch of wires are involved, I assume, because there's people floating all over the place. There's like these robots with telekinetic powers who can talk to people who have telekinetic powers. Right, yeah, telekinetic, that sounds about right. Lots of lasers and pistols, and there's a black hole. The movie The Black Hole involves a giant black hole, possibly the biggest one in the universe or something, and this guy who's researching it, and all things go all crazy because he's crazy. Tries to kill everybody, doesn't quite work out, and everyone eventually goes through the black hole, and I guess things end up okay because they start flying towards like an eclipse or something. It's like the movie gets really weird towards the end. It's very trippy. Trippy.
What do you think about it, Chuck?
You know what I think. It's one of those that not everybody knows about. 1979. Y'all weren't even born. So.
Oh, were we?
Not in 1979 you weren't
I'm
born.
fairly certain I wasn't.
I wasn't even a figment yet.
No, none of you were. That's the thing. That's what it's so. It's not one of the better known Disney movies. It's known though. You know, there's a handful that know it. I mean, but the ending. It's not as much as being trippy, but the ending is.
Lots of imagery.
But there's two distinct outcomes.
Yeah.
The outcome for the bad guy and the outcome for the good guys. You know, that's kind of how you look at it. I mean, if you want to try to explain
Becomes
that
a
ending,
victim of his own
madness.
machinations.
But it's, you know, but like I told you guys earlier, if it hadn't been for the success of Star Wars back in '77, Disney would have never made it. No one even thought about it. I mean, that was a genre that hadn't even been tapped into good yet by the time Disney got there.
Space.
So I'm trying to think.
The 50th frontier for movies.
Somebody look it up on your smartphone. When was 2001 made?
Odyssey? That was
2001, yeah. The Odyssey.
1999? I don't know.
No.
80, somewhere in the 80s.
And see, so up until then, we can count on one hand. Outside of the old Saturday morning serials that used to be back in the 50s, space movies weren't a big thing. And then George Lucas has Star Wars, and all of a sudden, all bets are off.
It's all about lasers and everything else.
1968.
Okay, so
Oh,
68, so it was before Star Wars, okay.
The sequel was in 2010.
Wow, that's space.
Wait, there was a sequel made in 2010?
That's what it says.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Space Odyssey in 2011.
Oh, yeah. I remember not watching that.
Was that an actual movie?
Yes.
I've never heard of this.
There's a lot. You hadn't heard of Black Hole till I told you about it, so I mean.
I've heard of Space Odyssey. I watched. That's really weird.
Yeah, that's a lot weirder than this one is. I mean, Austin, what do you think of it? You're the Disney aficionado in the group.
Sketchy.
Sketchy?
There's a lot of language for a Disney movie.
Yeah, there was, but it wasn't what you would expect it for that time period.
I didn't catch any language.
Depending on how you would define language.
Wow.
The situation they were in kind of provoked that language to come out there in a black hole.
But yeah, I remember in 1979, that was cutting edge for Disney.
Yeah, but now it's like,
It's worse
Pew,
now than
pew,
it was.
pew, pew.
But what's crazy
I think
though,
the bleeps make it funnier.
but you know what's crazier though is if you take any other movies made in the 80s, anything from Smokey and the Bandit on, and you hear some of the language in there, you're like, that was in there? What? No, that's not in there. Yeah, it is.
Lots of innuendos.
A lot of bad stuff.
That's
and-
full of
Yeah, but
Disney.
Talking about innuendos.
Disney.
You know the first live action Scooby Doo movie?
Mm-hmm.
when Shaggy's on the plane next to the girl, and
Mary
he looks
Jane.
over and he's like, "My name's Mary Jane," and he goes, "That's my favorite name." Talk about marijuana.
I don't know.
You
Because
saw that
Mary-
post on Facebook and Twitter.
Mary Jane is the street term for marijuana.
Okay.
So when he goes,
What does that have to do with what we're
Like he
discussing? though?
falls
He
in love
said
with her,
in
and she
Windows.
turns out to be
Lucas
possessed by
wanted
demons.
Shaggy.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
How am
hey,
I always the resident Shaggy wherever I go?
all kidding aside, though, think of some of the spiritual innuendos in the movie, though. The Black Hole we just saw.
Yeah.
You had a guy with a god complex, big time.
at the
Because he
end.
kills his, what even before them, because remember, he killed the crew, turned them into humanoids.
Turned him into his like personal servants.
I mean, he's playing God big time. I mean, so there's some elements, not a whole lot, but the ending, you missed the ending because you saw when, the bad guy and the droid, they're in what we would call hell.
Didn't you already get a piece
But
of
then- When you walked down the room, you saw an image of it like stained glass, like a tunnel with windows. When their ship came out, and then like he said, next thing he saw there's a circle with the sun shining behind it, and you don't know, you assume it's Earth. You don't know what's in it, the black hole, and so
Earth 2.0.
there's the innuendos.
Because they're
So
searching
that-
for new life. or
As
whatever.
as I stated though, Austin watched it. The original three nerds decided to do play-by-play through most of it.
I couldn't stop comparing it to other things.
And the sad thing
You
is,
knew we
though,
were gonna do
the
that.
sad thing though is, two of the three nerds can have a conversation and still pay attention, where the third nerd misses parts of it because he's talking the whole time. Hunter,
How did I? What parts did I miss?
there's too many to count back on, but there's parts you just totally missed, and you had to get it explained to
yeah.
him back by these two because they were paying
No.
attention.
We're sitting there talking to you.
Yeah,
You missed all the cussing, apparently.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, it was just whatever.
it was blatant at the very beginning.
But go back to what I also said though. The situation kind of merited it for
The-
Disney.
the
That was taking
robot
on
mind
the
ghost
edge.
tones.
Mostly what I saw was Walt Disney and them saw Star Wars was like, ooh, we could do something like
I bet Disney
this.
was like, we gotta.
We can do laser sounds, right, guys? Yeah, sure.
You guys don't have a job right now. Here, take this and go with the Imagineers.
But reportedly, though, it was based on a book. It was a novel. The story was adapted from it.
That sounds about right.
I mean, I
Isn't
never
everything?
knew that.
He probably pulled a Tim Burton's like, I would never watch anything that wasn't my own.
Probably. What do you think of Zeke?
I thought it was good. It was strange. It was different.
I like the robots.
Yeah, I love the
Yeah.
quirky little robot
Vincent.
sidekick, Vincent.
Vincent was my favorite. though.
Vincent's.
They pulled that off.
Vincent's
They
the
got
best.
the
He's immune
they
to
got the little
tasers.
R2D2 feel from it. I fell for him.
Wow, their punches never look like they gain that much strength.
Yeah, but there's a lot of power in them punches.
There's a lot of mannequins just falling over.
What about the double blasters that the robots had?
Oh my god,
Those
they
were
could have took out several with just, if they would just turn it.
Go
to the
gangster style with the lasers.
Fall in between the two and they shot each other.
There you go.
Yeah.
Crossfire.
You liked it?
Bob.
Yeah, it was a good movie. Like,
Making Bob take point.
I kind of got the feeling like they rushed it. 'Cause
Yeah.
They wanted to get off the success of other sci-fi movies like Star Trek and
I think the
Star
whole
Wars.
movie
and them.
felt rushed. Because like, you hit this midpoint, and then it's just like, oh, we gotta go.
Well, the movie, I think the whole running time of the movie is like an hour and 38 minutes. I mean, it's not a long movie, but for that time, in the 70s, the movies weren't that long anyway.
Yeah,
In the
it
80s.
was like it was a good movie. It just
Back when people's attention spans were longer.
Yeah. Is that what you think?
They
I
had
mean-
longer attention spans in the 70s.
But you could see how it was done.
Almost
And,
the
you
80s.
know, you had the near disaster at the beginning. We had contact. We have I wouldn't call it a lull, and then pick up again. Then it slows down,
An
and
explanation.
then when it gets to
phase.
the end, it's like you're right. When it gets to the end, the last 30 minutes are just
It's like explosions, like
What's
meteorites
going on?
out of nowhere.
giant flaming marbles.
There's
everywhere.
a roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where they got Space Mountain.
That could be where they got Space Mountain.
It could be.
I don't know when was Space
Internal-
Mountain built.
That was after though, because
Maybe
Yeah,
Anaconda.
Disney died before any of that was built.
That's right.
All for Space Mountain, Disneyland.
Yeah, because Disney World was first.
Disneyland.
Disneyland was first.
The one in
No,
Florida.
it wasn't.
Yes, it was
The one in California was first.
No, it wasn't because Disney was.
No, it
No.
wasn't.
The one in Florida was
Chuck,
first.
Chuck.
I know the one in Florida was
Chuck.
first.
No, it wasn't.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah.
Chuck.
Because
Who's
Disney
the Disney
wanted-
aficionado?
Disney wanted to be closer to Cuba.
Because Magic Kingdom was the replica of Disneyland in California.
But Disney was still alive when it was being built.
Yeah, but it wasn't
Before
first.
He died. He didn't get to see it be finished.
He
He
didn't
bought
get
all
to
the
see it.
land first.
Well, it may not have
Well,
been
the
okay.
one in Atlanta is the only one anyone cares about.
The
That's
one
the
in
one that matters.
California was built
After,
in-
okay, that's
before
right. I'm
that.
sorry.
Ooh, we have a
But-
car section.
because he built
But
it.
he was
and
alive
then
when
he
it was being
saw
built,
it.
though.
When it was being built, yeah, but not like that long.
Note for our
Doesn't
viewers,
matter.
we have
After
a
he
resident Disney expert.
Eagle and Spurgeon is correct. Because he tried to get Art Linkletter to join him on buying the property down in Orlando, and Art thought he was crazy as a rock.
Crazy as
Buying
a rock.
swampland and doing it, building another park.
What kind of rock?
It was
Not
like
Big
It was
rock.
like $1
Not one of the
for-
cool
for
pet
every
rocks.
100 acres.
It was a great, but you know who Art, you know who Art Linkletter is, never mind. You know, because you read the bios. But he tried to get Art to go with him on it, and Art looked at it, all he saw was swampland. He said, "You're not going to build anything on this. All this is marshland and."
That's what they said
Alligators.
about Tatnall County High School.
That makes a really cool noise.
Yeah. Moving forward, let me ask you this: would you watch it again? Black Hole?
Yeah, I would like to see a part 2.
Was there a sequel?
I read when I was looking up the date, I saw a tag blip for a remake, and I didn't research that. I'm thinking, don't mess with it.
I would like a sequel to where it where it picks up where it left off with the people
Well,
like going off.
It does leave it open ended for your imagination.
It did leave it open ended.
Like maybe
I
that.
don't know. I don't think it was much open
Like
ended.
the bad
But
guys. There's a lot of continuity errors in this movie.
Yeah.
but talking about. But you know that we're gonna assume we know where the bad guy ended up. We're
But
gonna
he
assume the
went
good
into-
guys made it out and they're on their way home.
He-
That's the assumption.
But he went into the black hole and there's no time or anything in there, so
The bad guy
he
didn't
could've
make
been
it
in there a
into
while.
the black hole.
He did. His ship was
That's when the
flying
ship was
into the.
tearing it up when it was going into it.
He made it past the event horizon, but he didn't make it into the black hole.
Okay.
Because you make it in, you're gonna go through.
That's what we think. We don't know that for a fact. We don't know any. We're just making assumptions anyway.
Yeah, but remember he had to go on that perfect angle, and the ship was blowing up. So I don't think he probably would have got that perfect angle.
Yeah.
But they had the perfect angle.
That's right. Because it was already programmed in.
Mhm.
Well, he's either stuck in there or he's stuck near the entrance.
But Zeke said you watch it again. You'd watch it again?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
I wouldn't watch Star Wars again.
What? Why would you watch Star Wars again? Wait, which ones?
None of them.
Oh, see, now we got a real
Why?
problem. That's for another podcast. Moving forward.
Star Wars marathon.
One of the things we talked about is, and I saw an ad for it again last night for The Last of Us.
Yes.
And I figured we talk to our resident video game people and get their views though, because I thought the game was out because it was almost a year ago when the gamer from GameStop had like a 7-page article on it, had all the still
Wow.
photos from it. I assumed
They
it was
do
already
that.
out.
It was pushed back.
That happens a lot.
Yeah.
Like I've got a Game Informer of Borderlands when they had their first art design concepts.
Mm.
Game didn't come out until like 7 years later.
Yeah, South Park did that about 2 years ago. The magazine.
Yeah.
I heard they're not
But-
even gonna make that game
Yeah, they're
anymore.
making.
Yeah, they
Really?
released press on it.
But getting to The Last of Us, so I remember reading the article like it's been a year ago, so I assumed it was already out. But then I saw the ad. Now, the ads look cool,
Yes.
and I'll tell you what. If you go to the website, done through who's the designer on it?
No, dog.
Naughty Dog.
Yeah, if you go to the website's awesome for the promo stuff for it. I mean, as far as the information, just checking it out. But
Some of them are
this-
gonna put bad stuff on the promo.
This
no, but I
game
mean,
is the defining.
the guy who kicked it earlier.
This game is the
He said
defining game for this system. This is going to be the game that unlocks all the prowess for the PS3.
Really?
That's what everybody says.
So
And
Uncharted.
That has very much yet to be determined.
Right.
So that this is the
But
best
it's-
game
Uncharted
exclusive
set
ever.
the-
Well, I mean, all the
Probably
reviews
one of the
have been
last.
awesome.
Yeah, just like Uncharted.
I mean, everybody's loving it. It hadn't even come out yet, but everybody's loving it. I'll tell you what, the graphics alone
It's,
make it worth wanting to check out. I mean, that's just from the, and I'm
It's like
speaking from a
taking-
novice level. as
it's
far
like
as that goes.
taking the graphics and facial design from Heavy Rain
Oh.
and putting it on
Jason.
Uncharted.
Jason. Jason.
Because in Heavy Rain,
Stop
all
it.
the facial design is just spectacular.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this looks. So, which one of you three wants to explain? Because you know there are gonna be people who listen to this and have no clue what we're talking about. Explain the premise. What's the premise of the game?
I have no clue what we're talking about.
I've only
I really don't.
I've done minimal research into it because I don't think I'm gonna play it. Maybe I don't know. Maybe if someone lets me borrow it.
You gonna buy it, Zeke?
Yeah, I'm gonna buy it.
What's the premise of the game?
You're playing as Joel, who is a survivor, who's also like a mercenary, I guess. He's paid for hire, and he's paid by these people to get this little girl, this 14-year-old girl, to another part of the United States after the breakout has started. Well, Joel has seen the breakout and has lived through all the skirmishes, but Ellie, who's the girl that's with him, was born into it, so she's been used to all these executions and all these infections and stuff. And so he's trying to get her to wherever they're going. It's a survival horror adventure game, almost. Because you have to scavenge for resources, and like, you're not going to go up, like,
Guns blazing.
guns blazing barred to the teeth. You're going to have destructible weapons, you're going to have destructible guns and stuff.
It sounds like BioShock Infinite meets Fallout.
Yeah, it kind of is. It's
Maybe
like,
maybe
But
a
of
little
all
bit of
the,
Far
all
Cry.
the troubles he encounters, it's not just going to be those who are infected. There are going to be other humans.
no, there's
Yeah.
like they said, like most of the game is going to be divided into two, where you're fighting the infected and you're fighting scavengers and bandits who are.
Are you playing solely as the guy, or you're playing as the
You're
girl?
playing solely as the guy. She's an AI, but she's not one of those like Princess Peaches, where you have to be looking
The
after.
first
her all
time I
the
saw it,
time.
I thought Ico or Eco,
Yeah,
but on steroids
yeah. Like
with guns and explosives.
You're not gonna have to take care of her. She can take care of herself, but you're just there to like help guide. Like if you're in
So why play the game?
if you're in a sticky situation, she can like throw a brick or something and
Okay.
distract somebody.
Still like 12.
Yeah, she's like 14.
I mean,
She can't
I
hunt.
just-
So she's like the chick in BioShock Infinite,
It's not gonna try and kill her.
kind of,
Yeah.
Do little girl.
but
it's-
not as cool.
But
as
you,
the
I
stuff.
wonder though, as the
Doesn't
game
have superpowers.
as the game progresses, though,
You-
does she become better
You
at?
play through a lifespan. You play
Right.
through his meeting, which they're not liking each other at all, and then as the game progresses, it's the longest campaign that Naughty Dog has ever done. So
How
it's
long's the
longer
campaign?
than Uncharted 3. And Uncharted 3 was what, 12 hours?
350.
Something like 12 hours. This one's like,
That's if you play it straight through, theoretically.
yeah.
Okay.
This one's going to be a whole lot more than that. And it's
Get
going to
all the
progress.
unlockables.
Play the Uncharted games, too.
Yeah. It's going to
Yeah, that's
progress
what I'm
from...
saying.
They're all ridiculous.
Oh, you should P-I-M-E.
It's going to
I mean, I
progress from...
purposely cut out this time to do this.
I was in the bed when you called me and you come over with this sketchy car.
It's going to progress from them meeting and their relationship's going to build, and then they're going to go and they're going to get older. She's going to get older and he's going to get older, like in the visuals. It
Okay.
shows him getting like wrinkles
So they're gonna
and
age.
gray.
Okay. That'd be kind of a neat concept for a
It's
game.
just going to affect everything in the game. Like he's going to get like hard to move around and parkour and stuff as they go.
Did you lock it back?
Right. So I haven't been, like, I've seen previews for it and everything, but
Are you interested enough to play it?
maybe
Are you interested enough to buy it?
borrow it and play it. But right now, the only gaming I'm doing, since I'm working a lot more, is Borderlands 2,
Yeah.
and I just pre-ordered Deadpool the game,
Of course you did.
and I get a bonus level where I can kill people on a bouncy house. So yes.
Yeah, among other Hunter's other passion is a good word because I can't think of a better word.
Hobby?
Hobby? No, I meant passion. How many people do you know that are infatuated with Deadpool?
He's funny.
No, I mean infatuated, not just like it, infatuated.
Surprise.
Have you
And-
seen my background?
And
Well,
on a segue, this is not on topic, but I finished the team up.
Yeah.
I don't want to give too much away. I don't want to give too much away because he's fixing to read it. But that was the dumbest story ever. I like the second story in there. I like the second story. I like the second story. The third story was even worse than the first one.
Wait,
the,
this
is a
the,
what,
the
White
origin.
Lightning?
No, that was the funny one. The origin of Hitmonkey was.
Yes.
I just the whole.
It was
It
insane.
was. No, I didn't like any of it. But I like the second story in the book, the one with the white lightning. Now that was funny.
So
I enjoyed that.
He took my comic, read my comic, never got my comic back,
He
and
brought
decided
it back,
to.
but you weren't here.
And-
You weren't there.
You weren't here.
I read it.
And-
I read it
At
too.
VBS.
I read it at VBS and then let.
What was
Chuck
it?
have
Thursday? That Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday. He had them both, and
Your comic gets around.
I even brought him back here Friday. But you weren't here.
I was working Friday.
Yep.
Thursday,
I met Brooks' family.
Sunday morning.
I thought about bringing him here,
I don't have
but
an excuse for that one.
Mark's reading them.
No, nobody has an excuse for that one. Well, when Zeke stepped back in,
Shout out to my brother
Funniest-
Mark.
funniest Father's Day gift you've ever given your dad.
Funniest?
Yeah, silliest, craziest.
I don't even know.
What's the coolest thing you ever given for Father's Day? What'd you get your dad for last year for Father's Day, Lucas?
I don't know.
Me either, I can't.
I think the coolest thing I ever gave him was like this engraved, like Bowie knife.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I gave mine like a pocket knife.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
I think I got
Bowie knife trumps pocket knife.
Shut up.
Do what?
it was like a turkey decoy.
A turkey decoy.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's more like a.
This year I got him, since he's got some chickens at the house now, and he's been building a chicken coop. I went to Books A Million.
You got him a
And-
How to Raise Chicken book?
Basically, yes.
Is it?
Yeah.
It wasn't Chicken Raising for Dummies, was it?
No, I wish
Okay.
I could have found that. That would have been really funny. I
So
probably
you
would
have
never had it.
chickens. They pretty much take
But,
care of themselves.
No, there's an art to it. How many chickens do you have?
It's 3. We got them when they were eggs. We have 3 roosters and a hen. We didn't know we had 3 roosters. So we're gonna eat some. I guess he's gonna try to either get some more or just let the one hen raise some more.
I hate these chickens.
Why do you hate Zeke's chickens?
His buff roosters are like stupid. They're just like.
They're the cool Rhode Island ones too.
Are they?
They're like. Zeke has the hugest chickens ever. His roosters are like that tall. I'm joking.
Thing's bigger than my cat.
It is huge.
My cat's fairly large.
And Walter's like attacking the female chicken.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, attacking.
Zeke hates them too. He wants to like kill them. They're huge. They're great.
We've gone from talking comics and movies to chickens.
When we started talking about Father's Day gifts,
Yeah, and then it went
and the
downhill from
Father's
there.
Day gifts was chickens. Chicken book.
I'm just saying. Chicken.
Alright, that's pretty cool.
We named Zeke's rooster Foghorn.
Foghorn.
Leghorn.
Leghorn.
We gave them all mine female names because we thought they were all hens. Like one's
I don't
Big
think
Bertha and it's a dude.
I don't think it much matters what you call a chicken.
One's a little bit. This one's Dehan. I don't know how Dad didn't see this, but this one's this big and the others were this big.
We're talking about chickens. We've all of a sudden gotten about chickens.
Don't eat your rooster.
And we've all of a sudden started talking about chickens. Yeah, I've heard about. I need to see a picture of this rooster.
Like, hate your rooster.
Well, we were talking about Father's Day gifts, and Hunter was sharing that he's gotten his dad a book on raising chickens, basically.
Yeah.
And then it shared with us that they had 4 eggs and ended up with 3 roosters and a hen. And a couple are going to get eaten.
Yeah.
And then also we segued to Zeke's rooster, which is rather large.
Buff is at least 3 foot tall.
What's his name?
Buff.
Buff.
He's a buffed rooster. That's the type of chicken he is buff.
Buff.
There's 2 of them.
Okay.
One's 3, the other's 2.5.
Well, how many hens you have?
16, 17.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, we're talking about a lot of chickens. Yeah, somebody had a chicken coop off of 280 for sale.
We got about 16 dogs.
Yeah, I've heard about you
Yeah,
and
the
the dog.
dog farmer.
We got 9 puppies.
Oh, I thought your mom found a home for some of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
We still have them at the house.
Oh, they haven't gotten their home yet?
No.
Oh, goodness. No, but we were talking about Father's Day gifts. What's the
We got my daddy cooler, the 100-quart cooler.
silliest thing you ever get him for Father's Day? Y'all don't do silly
What
stuff?
about you, Chuck?
Oh, hey, one year my dad said he wanted a new body. A new body.
Uh huh.
So we got him a Ken doll. We did. Bought him a Ken doll. There's your new body.
Kind of creepy. Your son's buying you dolls.
No,
for
my mom
Father's-
bought it for him. We just put our name on it. He said he wanted a new car too, so we got one of those plastic, little $3 kind, $4 kind. So we got a new car, a new body. Hey, we did. We got what he wanted.
Then you went home and cried.
I think one year we gave our dad, we got a small red wagon. Put potatoes in it and called it the tater wagon or something. There was supposed to be a joke there, but I was really young. when
That
we
was
did
before Lucas developed his sense of humor.
Before I could remember things.
What about you, Wilson?
I was a baby.
Just dogs on dogs on dogs.
Turkey decoy.
Turkey decoy. I love it.
Female one.
So let's ask this question: is there a difference between being a father and being a dad?
Yes. Because, these.
You look at me funny. Why, Lucas? The question:
Yes.
is there a difference between a father and a dad?
Yes.
Father's
A father is,
genetic,
there for you.
I think a dad is because I don't call my dad father.
Yeah.
It's more like serious.
Like, you can father a child, but to raise the child and be its dad.
Okay, y'all had. I was going the same way, but
You had to
We
reverse.
reversed the meanings of the words on it.
Right. I like.
So that's what I was thinking. Which way are we going with this?
I mean, what's the difference? And I think Hunter just explained it to us. Anybody can be a father.
Anybody can be a baby's daddy.
Anybody can be a baby's father. Be a dad's something different.
Who you there to be a dad? You're gonna call
Like
you
Darth
dad.
Vader.
Because
He was a father.
He didn't say, "Luke, I'm your daddy." He's not your father.
Right.
He was like,
Because he hadn't been there.
Like, my dad's on. Wait, no, my dad's in a wheelchair.
To be a dad.
But I mean, we laugh at it, but there is a difference.
Mm-hmm.
There's between a father and a dad. And, we take it for granted, think about it. Which do we make a bigger deal out of, Mother's Day or Father's Day?
Mother's Day.
Why?
Because women need to be appreciated.
Yeah, or they
One
yell
day
at
a year?
us.
Just one day a year?
The one day they expect to be.
Okay.
That and Valentine's Day.
So you get your mom something for Valentine's Day?
Yeah,
Okay.
don't y'all?
Do you?
Heck no.
Why? You don't even respect your mom.
Shoot.
That's horrible.
Deidre, come here and give me a soda.
She did make me cookies.
That was my Valentine's gift. Day gift.
Yeah. I would think if you want to drive a car, you
I'm
better start showing
expecting
some
Debbie
respect.
cakes.
Car's like really sketching me out.
And chocolate.
Be happy you're behind the wheel.
Yeah, I know.
Austin just got his license today.
Barely passed. The woman was like, "You barely passed, but you did." I was like,
What was your
You
score?
barely passed?
"Yeah."
What'd you do? Did you parallel park?
She said my parking needed a little work, but everything else was great.
Did you do good parallel parking? How many times
That's
did
the
you take?
easiest part, parallel parking.
I forgot to signal when I parallel parked.
You thought it was easy.
I had to park in reverse. That's probably messed me up.
That's easy too. Parking in general.
No, there's some people who can't back up for nothing.
Cause I didn't know what she told us. I thought we needed.
Yeah, that sounds like
and
Austin.
just went and forward.
Yeah, I went reverse. And I pulled them back.
No, I got to thinking about it. Superman comes out, Friday?
Thursday.
Thursday, rather. And,
Sometime.
but... Are we boring you? What? Okay. But think about the story of Superman for a second. He's got his biological father,
Jor-El.
Jor-El. And think about why does Jor-El send him away from Krypton?
Because
He's a super scientist.
Krypton is falling on itself and he wants better for his son.
How does Superman shave?
That they've actually
Who
proved
cares?
that it's with mirrors and his heat vision.
Is it?
It actually
Is
is.
it under?
It is. It's
Hey.
in one of the comics.
Speaking of Superman, segue, and since I know you're the comic geek in the group, Books of Man's giving away a freebie tomorrow. Only a free Superman comic. I don't know if it's a tie into the movie or not, but it's a freebie as long as they last.
Ooh, what?
Like old,
Statesboro?
Books a Million.
I'm just saying, it was just like.
across the world, Books a Million.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Okay.
Tell you what, we'll wrap this up and we'll continue the conversation.
Okay. I want to hear more about this. I just read a
Alrighty.
pretty good one, actually.
Wrap us up, Zeke.
Alright, guys. That is another podcast of Three Nerds and a Minister. We are signing off.
Books
I'm
of
C.
Millions.
Dupree.
Just don't make no sense to me.
This is Hunter Mobley.
I'm trying to poop.
This is Lucas Mallory.
Yeah, don't do that.
This is Chuck Jonas.
I'm trying to back up.
Austin Corbett.
About to leave.
And we're saying goodbye.